On November 5, 2025, the 8th China International Import Expo opened in Shanghai. The next day, at this event that captures the pulse of the Chinese market, Georgian Prime Minister Irakli Kobakhidze made his appearance. This marks Georgia's 8th consecutive year participating in the CIIE, and its first time as a guest country of honor.
First time here as the Prime Minister of Georgia. There's just one word to describe your China trip. What would it be?
It was really excellent, very interesting.
If there's just one thing that you would like to recommend to the viewers about your country, about the culture and everything, what would you recommend?
There's a lot to recommend, so it's really interesting to see this exhibition, Georgian exhibition, so I would recommend everybody to come here and to see everything here. Also, there is a lot, so it's Georgian cuisine, for example, which you can taste, and it's really interesting. The Georgian wine, so many different products.
Mr. Prime Minister, thank you so much for joining us on Leaders Talk.
First of all, thank you very much for your interest. It's an honor for me to be your guest.
Oh, Mr. Prime Minister, actually, we also went to the exhibition of Georgia. I would say it's quite an immersive experience because right there at the booth, there are demonstrations of the country's breathtaking natural beauty of crabbery, which showcases 1,000 years of winemaking, etc. So what kind of special Georgian products and industries do you want to showcase taking this great opportunity to the Chinese consumers?
We try to show our best to the audience, and of course Georgia is famous by different type of products, and wine is one of the key products. We are also exporting to different countries, and we are happy that the wine exports is growing also to China. Georgia is the cradle of wine, so for the first time wine has been made in Georgia 8,000 years ago. And so we are demonstrating this pride of Georgia to the audience, and so we are proud of our country in general, of our quite beautiful landscapes and nature, and we are demonstrating also the country to the visitors, and so we are also happy that so many Chinese tourists are coming to Georgia, and these numbers are growing and growing. I think that Georgia will become even more interesting destination for more Chinese tourists in the future. And so we have talked about many different issues around the cooperation, and we think that more direct flights will better support the people-to-people exchanges between our two countries. So that's one of the top priorities for us.
Mr. Prime Minister, I don't know whether you're aware that both of our countries, in fact, share a very long history or long-standing culture bond. For instance, the story of the tea expert Liu Junzhou, who introduced tea to your country in 19th century. So that's the story of the Liu tea. So now with this shared culture elements, as well as improved travel convenience, just as you have touched upon, how do you think the tourism of our two countries can be further enhanced, especially the travel experience of the passengers and the travelers can be further enhanced?
Yeah, so in general, tourism is one of the important sectors of economy for Georgia. We have a very high number of tourists which come to our country from different countries, different parts of the world, and again, so we are very much happy that there is a permanently growing number of the Chinese tourists in Georgia. And I think that all Chinese tourists can experience a lot in Georgia. It's a small country, but it's a very diverse country. You have different landscapes, you have the mountains, you have the Black Sea shore, which is very beautiful, and so finally you can experience also very nice cities, the capital city and other cities. So there are many different destinations which can be visited in Georgia.
As the world's first national-level expo dedicated to imports, the China International Import Expo has, since its debut in 2018, remained true to its commitment to become better and better. It has not only built an open platform for global cooperation and shared opportunities, but also delivered tangible trade and economic outcomes, injecting a continuous stream of China warmth into global growth. Today, China is the main trading partner of more than 150 countries and regions. It is ranked first in the world in total trade in goods for several consecutive years, while remaining among the top destinations and sources for foreign investment. From a single drop of cooperation to an ocean of global connectivity, the CIIE continues to unleash the dividends of openness, turning China's vast market into a shared market for the world.
The China International Import Expo, which is also one of the key reasons that why you're here in Shanghai. You attended the opening ceremony of the event. So can you first of all share with us about some of the highlights, the key messages that you delivered there at the opening ceremony?
I would like to thank our Chinese friends for excellent arrangement of the event. So I attended the opening ceremony, and it was a great privilege to be there, to be invited as a special guest to this forum. And of course we have a general message that we are very open and enthusiastic to promote cooperation with China. It's the crucial priority for Georgia. And of course the participation in this forum offers another opportunity for us to exchange our views, to present our ideas, and to exchange the ideas.
Actually, Georgia has been a part of CIIE since 2018, the very first one, and this year over 40 leading companies from your country will be represented at the event. So how do you see the role of this platform, Mr. Prime Minister, in enhancing economic and trade cooperations between the businesses of our two countries?
Yeah, so this is a very important forum, and the statistics also shows that we have permanently growing numbers in all the different areas when it comes to the imports and the exports. Of course, the free trade agreement, which has been signed in 2018, supported the trade exchange between China and Georgia. But of course, this kind of forums also contribute a lot to the increased partnership, trade partnership, economic partnership between the two countries. And we would like to take advantage of this opportunity also in the future.
Mr. Prime Minister, let's talk a little bit about the development of bilateral relations. And in 2023, China-Georgia bilateral relation has elevated to strategic partnership. And President Xi has pointed out that the current China-Georgia strategic partnership has maintained a positive momentum of development. And at the same time, you have described this partnership with China as one of the most important achievements in Georgia's foreign policy. So, Mr. Prime Minister, can you elaborate on why you view this partnership with China as especially significant?
So, strengthening partnership with China, that's a key foreign policy priority for us. It's crucial for Georgia. I would say that China is the only peaceful superpower in the modern world, which is evidenced by the history of the recent decades, and everybody should appreciate this very important role that China is playing worldwide. And China is also a role model for modernization, for progress, for economic development. And China is also a fair player in the global politics. So that's why strengthening ties with China is very promising for us, and we attach a very special importance to this cooperation. So that's why we are specifically happy that we managed to sign the strategic partnership agreement with China, which has already its practical implications, including the visa-free regime, which has been introduced mutually, and the benefits related to the economic partnership, related to the trade partnership. And this is extremely important for Georgia. Georgia has a strategic geographic location, and with this location, I think we can serve as an important partner to China for deepening its economic ties with different parts of the world.
And you have described China as a superstate that other countries should look to not only for its economic success, but also for the unique contribution, its unique role in promoting peace and stability both regionally and globally. So, Prime Minister Kobakhidze, can you elaborate a little bit more on what distinguishes China's approach as, or in terms of its contribution to global peace and stability?
So, as I have mentioned, the history of recent decades shows that China is the peaceful superpower in the world, in the modern world, which should be very much appreciated. China is well known by its peace and stability, and by the fact that it promotes peace also around itself and the region, and the broader region. And this positioning should be very much appreciated by everybody again. So the China is a role model not only for modernization and progress, but also for peace. You see in the modern world so many conflicts, so many military conflicts, different type of wars around us, and in this situation China demonstrates a fully different approach, and we very much appreciate this approach, and that is one of the important reasons why it is so much valuable for us to strengthen the partnership with China.
Sometimes the development of China has been misunderstood. What's your response?
Everybody understands everything very well, but maybe some stakeholders around the world are just jealous about China's progress and development. Of course, it's just a positive development not only for China, but also for other countries in the world. Everybody who is committed to the idea of peace, to the idea of prosperity, of course, should appreciate China's progress and development. So the rest is just the political interests, and it's more or less fine with politics. But again, so all the different stakeholders, if they are committed to the idea of peace and prosperity, they should really admire China's special progress that your country has achieved during the last decades.
This is your third time to come to China. First time as the Prime Minister of Georgia. You've been to Beijing, Shanghai, Dalian, Tianjin, etc. So which part of China's development and modernization that you feel most impressive and inspirational to you?
So it's just extremely impressive how China is progressing economically, and the numbers show everything. I know where was China in terms of the gross domestic product in the 90s, and where is it now? So the increase and the progress is just dramatic, and it's thanks to the wise leadership of the government of President Xi Jinping that you achieved so much in terms of modernization, in terms of the progress. Everything is just creating emotions when you observe the huge progress that has been achieved by China under the wise leadership of its government.
What is your impression of President Xi's governance philosophy and some of his political thoughts?
Yes, it's really impressive what kind of role China plays in the modern world, and it's thanks to the wise leadership of Xi Jinping, of course, and all the initiatives which have been supported and offered to other countries by President Xi Jinping and by the Chinese government are based on the values and are based on the principles, which is very important in the modern world. So we very much appreciate these principles and these kind of rules-based initiatives and the vision proposed by President Xi Jinping and then by the Chinese government.
Speaking of these major initiatives proposed by President Xi, Georgia has expressed its support for the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, as well as the Global Civilization Initiative proposed by President Xi. And he has recently proposed a new one, which is called the Global Governance Initiative. So, Mr. Prime Minister, how do you understand the global significance of the four major initiatives proposed by President Xi in advancing a community of shared future for mankind?
We are very much supportive to all these initiatives. We fully support the ideas reflected in the Global Governance Initiative, and we just appreciate this approach by the President Xi Jinping and by the Chinese government.
Georgia was also one of the first countries to join China's Belt and Road Initiative, and the fruits of this initiative has been yielding in different areas. And last year, a tunnel built by Chinese companies has been completed ahead of schedule, and you were at one of the events. That's you in front of the tunnel, and we heard this tunnel has not only resolved the season traffic disruptions that has concerned the country for many years, and also has significantly boosted the connectivity of the country. Prime Minister Kobakhidze, in what way do you believe the participation of Georgia in the Belt and Road Initiative has contributed to the development of the nation?
I think that the impact is essential, and we try our best to play a strong role in the Belt and Road Initiative. As I've mentioned, Georgia has a strategic location. Historically, Georgia was providing the linkage between West and the East, Europe and Asia.
Yes.
And in this light, of course, we would like to strengthen our role as a connecting country between West and the East. And also in this light, our participation in the Belt and Road Initiative is very promising for us. We would like to restore our transit function as much as possible. And for that, we are investing a lot, especially into the infrastructure. We're strengthening Georgia's infrastructure. We are investing a lot into the highways, into the seaports, into the airports, into the railway, so that Georgia becomes a stronger stakeholder in terms of connecting different parts of the world.
So how do you think the synergy of China's Belt and Road Initiative with Georgia's middle corridor be further strengthened in order to boost the connectivity, not only between the two countries, but also in the region?
I think so they are very much interconnected. So the Middle Corridor Initiative can play a very important role for advancing the economic partnership and the trade relations between among different countries. China, the Central Asian countries, Azerbaijan, Georgia. So it creates a very interesting route for economic ties, for trade partnership. And so that's why we are very much committed to this idea of strengthening the middle corridor, the Trans-Caspian corridor. And Georgia is a reliable partner for all countries around us. So that's why we think that Georgia also in the future can play a very positive role in terms of strengthening the cooperation.
Another milestone occurring in the economic and trade cooperation between our two nations is that yesterday, both countries signed the MOU on conclusion of China-Georgia FTA upgrade negotiations, and you were on site to witness the signing of it. So what new opportunities do you think this upgraded FTA will generate to not only the economic and trade cooperation between the two countries, but also the economic tie across Eurasia?
So following the signature of the free trade agreement in 2018, so we have essentially advanced the trade partnership with China, and the numbers are really impressive. The growth is really impressive, and of course, by concluding the negotiations on advancing the free trade agreement, we can further deepen the trade partnership with China. We want to increase the volumes of the exports to China.
And what emerging industries or specific new areas of cooperation do you believe that will have more potential for both countries to unleash?
In general, Georgia's economy is developing in a stable manner. We have a high economic growth rate during the last 4 years. Georgia's annual economic growth on average was 9.7%. And also this year it's 7.7% if you take the first 3 quarters. So we are developing rapidly, and with this rapid development, of course, we can become even more interesting partner for China.
You have also expressed eagerness for Chinese businesses to make their investment in your country. So what efforts has been and will be done by your government in order to create a fair as well as transparent and positive investment environment for business from around the world, including from China?
Yeah, so in general, there are many different fields where investment in Georgia can be interesting for the Chinese partners. It's, for example, the energy sector, it's transport and logistics, it's tourism and hospitality. So in these areas, for example, Chinese companies are very much welcome to invest in Georgia. In general, Georgia offers a very suitable investment environment for economic actors. We have a very liberal economic policy. We have a very low taxes, very simple taxation system, very suitable bureaucracy for doing business in Georgia. And Georgia also ranks very high in different indexes in terms of easiness of doing business. So that's why I think that Georgia can be a very interesting destination for Chinese companies to invest in the country, and the government will do its best to offer the best opportunities for investment in Georgia.
Georgia has also suspended its EU accession talks for 4 years, citing blackmail and manipulation as the main reason. So can you elaborate a little bit more, Mr. Prime Minister, about some of the specific instances that led to this decision?
We cannot allow some forces to use the European integration issue as a blackmail tool against Georgian people. In 2022, we applied for the candidate status in the European Union, and our application has been rejected. And it took 1 year and a half for us to finally get the candidate status. We had to fight for it, and later, also this candidate status was used for the blackmail. And later, they started blackmailing us with accession talks issue, opening the accession talks with the European Union, which is not fine because it was finally creating the turbulences also domestically in Georgia. We have, of course, still a goal to become the full-fledged member of the European Union, but we want to continue on that path only in accordance with the rules and in accordance to the principle of fairness. So that's our general approach.
The Georgia government has now begun drafting a comprehensive 10-year development strategy from 2026 to 2035, which will guide the country's development under that time frame. And you've indicated that this will mark the beginning of creating a high-quality roadmap for future activities. While more details are expected to be revealed, Mr. Prime Minister, can you give us an idea about some of the major reforms and priorities that will be included in this 10-year perspective?
Yeah, so we have started working on this document, and economic development is the key priority for us. And we are also focused on reforming the education system. It will cover also the social areas and the social reforms. But again, so we have just started to work on this document, and the document will be proposed in a timely manner to the Georgian society. And I think it will serve as a high-quality roadmap for the development of Georgia. Strategic planning is really important for ensuring the consistent development of the country. And so that's why we are very much focused on designing a high-quality document.
In your vision about the roadmap to high development, what are the keys to achieve that goal, to achieve the high-quality development? Is it innovation? Is it steady growth, or what is it?
So the strengthening Georgia's role, strategic role in terms of the transit country, connecting countries, so that's one of the key priorities. And that's one of the crucial directions of the economic vision of Georgia. There are different sectors which seem very beneficial for the economic progress. Again, so education will be one of the key areas where the investments will be made, because we think that the educated generations can best promote the economic development of the country.
And I'm not sure that whether you're aware that China's in the making 15th five-year plan, which starting from next year will be the blueprint for the country's development in the next 5 years. Anything inspirational or anything that you feel impressive to you?
Yeah, China is also a role model in terms of strategic planning. And of course, the China's approach in terms of strategic planning is very interesting for us. And it was exactly thanks to the strategic visions that you managed to achieve such a high progress during the last years. So that's why, of course, we very much would like to follow this experience that China has in terms of strategic planning.
Prime Minister Kobakhidze, it was a great pleasure talking to you, and many thanks for sharing with us your insightful views. Greatly appreciated.
It was a great pleasure for me. Thank you so much.